You didn't fail because you didn't know what to do or that you don't know what to do. You stalled because you couldn't access the version of yourself who could do it. So today I'm breaking down the formula that unlocks everything. And you're listening to She's Got Chutzpah. This is where masked women shed their nice girl training roles, reclaim their energy, and rise to their full power in presence and in voice. And I'm Deidre Beecham, your visibility catalyst. And today I'm teaching the Medusa Transmutation Formula. This is an equation that turns your programming into power, because really that's the issue, right? The formula matters because women don't get stuck because they lack information. In fact, if you follow me, you probably are full of information. You have multiple degrees, certifications. You know how to do things, but you get stuck because your identity and nervous system, they contradict the life that you want, the person that you know that you have the possibility of being. In this formula that I'm going to share with you, it shows exactly where this collapse happens. You'll be able to figure it out as we go through the formula, where the collapse happens for you. And I'm also going to share with you how to restore that power. Because information doesn't change a woman. If information changed things, you'd be all right. You would be golden. Because what really happens is that embodiment is needed. So before I move on into the section and break down the formula, I just want to ask you a question. And this will tell you that this is happening, right? Where do you already know what to do, right? You know exactly what you need to do, but you can't do it because your body says no. Too tired, hurts, scared, there's fear, anger, because there's something that won't let you move forward, anxiety, etc. Let's break down the formula. Actually, I think I do. Let's go ahead and do this. Whoop. Oh, and everything's up. It's not supposed to be. That's not what was supposed to happen. Okay, there's the formula. There's the formula. Okay, so let's talk about the first part of this formula, right? Truth. So the first part is truth. And for our purposes, let me go ahead and go back here. For our purposes, truth is your original unfiltered self, right? This is the world. This is who you were before the world trained your voice, before it trained you into roles. You may be thinking, well, how does that happen? Oh my goodness. We're going to go into that in the next section. That's all programming. But who you are, right, before the world told you you needed to be something else. Truth is your identity before any distortion, before any lies, before you started jumping into performative conditioning, before you started performing, before you put the mask on. Those of you that have a mask. And here's the core. Here's how you know you've gotten there, how you know you have connected. When you are in your most authentic self, your heart will match your voice without everything screaming in between. And what they actually call this is heart congruence. And it is a scientific term. And when you have heart congruence in your most authentic self, and you have heart congruence, which is where your mind and your body and your nervous system are all in alignment. And when that happens, that is the highest version of internal alignment you can have, and it expands your energy out, right? You cannot help but expand your energy as you're in heart congruence, as you're in your true authenticity. And that's why it feels different. That's why when you talk to somebody that is in that space where they can be their true self, when they are in a heart congruence, that you're just magnetized to them. Because truth isn't a value. It's like a voltage, right? It's voltage. It's just pouring. As soon as you separate out all of the stuff that's sitting there, boom, it's you, and you are alive and vibrant and powerful. And not because you're being loud, but because you're being you. Unless you being you is loud, then be loud. But let's go to the next part of the formula. Okay, the next part of the formula is programming. So when I talk about programming, in my case, because I talk to a lot of women, when I'm talking about programming, I'm talking about what I call nice girl training. So nice girl training teaches women to be pleasant, palatable, agreeable, quiet, accommodating, emotionally safe for everyone that comes across them. But it doesn't make you safe for yourself. And then there are all sorts of systems that build that back in, that reinforce it through school, some parents, a lot of parents, religion, trauma can reinforce those. They don't necessarily create the programming, although some do, but a lot of that programming is reinforced by those. They rely on it. They thrive because nice girl training primes you to accept those rules without restriction. Because, man, there's one thing that nice girls are, is they are rule followers, rule enforcers. And they aren't necessarily the rules that get you anywhere. And so the whole purpose behind it is to really make you compliant, make it easier for you to follow their rules. And what it creates is people pleasers. It creates imposter syndrome, chronic self-doubt. You're always doubting yourself or looking for validation outside of yourself. It's nice girl training. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Boundary collapse. A lot of women who suffer from nice girl training have a difficult time with your boundaries. That is a feature of nice girl training. And huge cognitive dissonance, right? So in your mind, you may be thinking one way, somebody says, no, you need to do it this way. This is how you need to be. This is how you need to behave. And suddenly, okay, well, I need to be this other thing. And the programming doesn't negotiate, right? It completely hijacks you. And it's all to force you to abandon yourself, to abandon yourself to be accepted, to be nice, to be sweet, to be likable. The thing is it takes your voice away. It separates you from your voice. It separates you from your body. That's the cognitive. It absolutely separates you. So what I would like to ask is, what aren't you talking about now because of this? What aren't you talking about because it might make somebody else uncomfortable? And why do you need to carry the discomfort instead of them? Just think about that. Let's go back to programming. So we have truth, T minus P. So truth minus programming. So that is your center self, your core self, your power voice. That's that power inside of you. If you strip away all that programming, you have you left, right? The core truth of you. But there's more to it. You can see there's more to the formula. If it was just truth, if you could just get to that and strip away the programming, and it would all be fine, if I could just do it with my mind, because I know you're smart and you think, I can do this. I can just do this. But there's more to the formula. So let's get into this next part. Oh, actually, let me just talk about one more thing about the truth minus programming. The types of things, sometimes people say, well, what does this nice girl training keep talking about? How does it even show up? How do I know it's even a part of me? Easy. These are some of the things you might have heard that are sitting in your subconscious playing tapes. And it's not that you're thinking them, they just are. They're there. And they were the rules that you heard when you were growing up. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Don't say anything. How is that so bad, Deidre? How is that so bad? Shouldn't we be saying nice things to people? Yeah, sure. But what if Sally Sue starts saying something horrific about a black neighbor? What if she uses the N-word? What if somebody calls ICE on a neighbor and you know about it? Well, there's nothing for you to say nice about it, so you don't say anything at all. Do you see the problem? You're intimidating him. Let him have this one. Just be nice. Don't be difficult. Why are you being so difficult? Don't stir things up. Nice girls don't stir things up. Don't make things awkward. Oof. She's so high maintenance. It creates things in your brain. Be grateful for what you have. So certainly don't reach for more than you've got. Don't do that. So right now, what you embody is a carefully constructed mask. Right, the core of you is hidden behind some mask that you hold up. That's performance. It's all performance. It's smiling. It is putting your best foot forward. Not that you shouldn't put your best foot forward, but it's putting forward this false, fake version of yourself, and it's exhausting. And so when you start trying to clear the programming, right? So you've got your core center self, your truth, you're trying to strip away the programming. Part of what becomes so difficult is that your body reacts to this. And it makes it really difficult if you just have the information. You don't do this next part. You don't do the embodiment part, where you get stuck in the thinking about what you have to do and trying to do things without embodying. And before we get there, if every rule you were taught, if every nice girl training you got, every rule of polite society, if they all disappeared overnight and you didn't think them anymore, they just dissolved, right? Who could you become tomorrow? Who could you be? But again, you don't fight these with your mind. You feel them in your body. They might hit your chest. They might hit your throat. They might hit your gut. I know when I was younger and I thought about doing something, sensing something that might have been outside of my nice girl training, I would feel it in my gut. That's where I would feel it. I would feel it in my gut. But as I got older, it moved up to my throat. And it was very much in my throat, where my throat would tighten. I'd feel incredibly anxious vibrations up into my neck. And that's why embodiment is so important. Here, let me pull that up here real quick. Embodiment. So embodiment is where you start embodying the newest version of you, a new version of you that hasn't been trained into silence. It's aligning your nervous system with grounded energy and feeling this sense of, you know what? I can hold my own power without collapsing because of something somebody says. That's an embodiment. I can hold my own power no matter what happens without collapsing. And most women, when they think about moving forward, moving into bigger things, they think I have a confidence problem. And what I truly believe is that most of you don't have a confidence problem. What you have is a body that is still obeying your nice girl training. And your body stops you from moving forward, from stepping into this bigger, more expansive version of yourself. Embodiment happens, and you'll know that you've arrived when your body stops defaulting to shrinking, freezing, or even fawning. And the reason there's a exponential version to it. There. Oh, look at there. The reason there's an exponential there is because when your body stabilizes into truth and your nervous system is calm and you're stepping into your power and releasing your truth, your power doesn't just increase. Your visibility doesn't just increase. It compounds, right? It's exponential. And in order to get there faster, that's one of the reasons I created what I call trigger tripping. Here, let me go back to the main view. This is why I created trigger tripping. It is a way for you to well, let me just explain what it is, right? So trigger tripping is simply this. Most of the time when we're talking about triggers, we're talking about staying away from them. Let's put up a trigger warning. Oh, that might be something that triggers me. Let me stay away from that. And instead, trigger tripping is where we take very specific places, people, situations, events that trigger you, and you face them. And you allow it to trigger you. And instead of allowing what normally would take place, just observe. Observe what happens when that trigger happens. What's going on? Is it something that somebody said? And what was it about what they said? Is it something that they said and anyway, you go through a set of questions so that you get to the other side of it, and you trigger yourself on purpose. And I may do just a whole training on that, but it allows you to calm your system along with somatics and other things that you can do and get to embodiment. Embodiment is the difference between understanding what you need to do and where you need to go and what you want to become, and instead, that's the word, instead becoming it. You become this version that you know is possible. The person that you know is so amazing inside of you, the true, authentic version of you that you know you want to come out. You can see, right? You can see this incredible, amazing, powerful person inside of you. You can feel her. embodiment allows her to exist, not just in some spurts, but all the time. Yeah. And it's pretty awesome. So where does your body betray you the second you try to speak your truth? Now, I already told you where mine was. It used to be in my gut, and then it became very much in my throat. It's so nice for that not to be there anymore. But it would just, it was almost like I felt like I was choking from the inside. Who could you become if you stopped worrying about who might be uncomfortable with your power? Who would you become if you stopped worrying about what somebody might think about what you're saying? Who could you become if you stopped thinking about what everybody else thought and instead stood in your power and you shared from a place of power? And once your body can hold the truth of who you are, the powerful version of who you are, once your body can hold that power without shrinking, that's when, that's what I call the Medusa Effect. It's when you step into this amazing, powerful woman that cannot be trained back into silence, forced back into silence, who will no longer allow herself to be small, who will no longer hold back what she has to say because it's truly important. And the beautiful thing about this has been proven time and time again, is that if you are your most authentic self, yes, there are some people who aren't going to like that. And that, unfortunately, is what a lot of women will focus on, is some people aren't going to like that. Oh my gosh, there's trolls. There are people out there that aren't going to like this. People haven't liked this about before. True. All of those things are true. But what about the opposite? What about all the people out there that are going to fall in love with you because of who you are? What about the people out there that absolutely need to hear from you because you are the voice they've been waiting for? Yours. Not someone else's. Your voice, because they need to hear the way you say it. Not the way ChatGPT spit it out for you, but you saying it. What's that like? That's how people can become raving fans. It's hard to become a raving fan of a mask. So why Medusa? Why Medusa? I believe we've been lied to just about, not only about Medusa, but so many things in our history. And I thought, well, what if we've been lied to about Medusa too? So whole story about why Medusa, but I believe Medusa was an incredibly powerful woman. I believe that she was lied about. She was certainly raped, ostracized. She left, supposedly turned, because she could turn people to stone, and she's horribly ugly with the snakes, and she's a gorgon. Yeah. Your power does not make you a monster. Medusa was a powerful woman. You are a powerful woman. And you can stand in that. Medusa is who you were before you were told that Medusa was dangerous, that the power was dangerous, that your power was dangerous, that you needed to be small and fit into places for other people, that you exist for other people, to serve them and to serve their needs, even at the expense of yourself. And you already know who you want to be. You've known for years. You have felt her inside you. I know you have. If you're still watching, you have felt her. The only thing stopping you, the only thing I'm telling you right now, the only thing stopping you is the body is still loyal to your nice girl training. So anytime you try to step into this new version, you might be able to do it for a little while and then you're right back to where you were. Or you can't even take that step because it becomes too scary, too risky. Even though you know in your head there's a way forward. But you can't think your way out of it. You can't journal your way out of it. I wish you could. You can't affirm your way out of it. You need a new internal reference point. A calm body, one where your body stops abandoning you when you're going forward into the next version of you. When you're ready to take your next visibility step, when you're ready to take your next leadership step. You want a body that doesn't abandon you, a body that doesn't sit there and go, oh no. This is a beautiful thing, to be able to sit in your power. So I want to ask one more question. What truth is in you? What truth is waiting in you to be expressed? That's been waiting for you to stop collapsing so that you can lead. What truth is in there? What do you have to say? What is it that you have to do? What are you here on this earth for? Who are you here to help? And how are you helping if you're still obeying nice girl training? Yeah. What was the saying about nice girls? Nice girls rarely make history. So a great place to start, let me put it this way, a great place to start is, as you move through your week, don't try to fix things with thinking. Like, oh, Deidre said this. Just notice, be observant, be curious. Notice when your truth rises and when you want to say things and what happens inside of your body. What part of your body is shutting it down? What story are you hearing in your head that's making you shut down, that's making you pull back, that's making you resist moving forward? Notice it. Notice where you freeze. Notice where you overthink. Notice where you disconnect. Because this is actually your map. I mean, I have a general idea of what your map could be, but everybody's map is a little bit different. And it's a doorway into embodiment. It's getting connected with your body again. And if you want help reading that map, if this presentation struck you, and if you want to see your patterns clearly and how to move forward and feel what embodiment feels like, go to Be Bold, Be You, Be Known.com. It'll take you to a page on my website that will show you a next step. I have a visibility questionnaire that you can fill out, and which will give you some great insights into yourself. And if it makes sense to you, happily have a visibility reclamation session with you. It is free of charge if it is something that you want to do. And of course, during that, as we go through and work through things with you, it's me, as I work through things with you, If it makes sense to you, if you can see the embodiment of what it is that you want to be and you believe that I can help you and I think that you're a good fit, we'll talk about it. But for right now, go to Be Bold, Be You, Be Known.com, and that'll give you your next step. So I want to leave you with this. You are not broken. I used to think that. Hold on. I was going to end right here, but let me just share this. I used to really think I was broken. I had serious nice girl training, and there were all kinds of situations that could just tear me down. And I would act as though I was a little kid again. And it was so frustrating not being able to step into my voice. And I truly thought there's something broken about me, because I know how to move forward. I know what the next step is. I know all these things. I've taken all these classes. I've taken all these courses. I've had tons and tons of therapy. I've had different coaches. I didn't understand the embodiment part. And the moment you reclaim your embodiment, your Medusa rises, and you have incredible power and can stand in who you are. And power doesn't need to be loud or angry or abrasive. It doesn't have to be quiet. It has to be you. So be bold, be you, be known. This has been Deidre Beecham, Visibility Catalyst. Take care.
Ooh, she's got chutzpah.
Check it out.